Inside Dorit Kemsley's reunion with her parents. After revealing her recent proud mama moments, Dorit Kemsley offered a rare look at her role as a daughter. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member returned to Instagram on Friday, June 20, to share a glimpse at her mom Rachel Lemmell's intimate birthday celebration. Dorit posted a video of her mom sitting at a restaurant table as her family sang Happy Birthday and for She's a Jolly Good Fellow. Dorit Kemsley sends birthday wishes to her mom, Rachel Lemmell. Dinner attendees were Dorit's father, Shalom Lemmell, as well as her two kids, 11-year-old son, Jagger Kemsley, and 9-year-old daughter, Phoenix Kemsley, whom she shares with her estranged husband, Paul P.K. Kemsley. Happy birthday to my beautiful mama, Dorit captioned a story. We love you so much and so happy to be with you. One thing's for sure, this woman radiates love in a way that stays with everyone she meets. She doesn't just love deeply, she makes everyone around her feel it. Dorit Kemsley's kids share heartwarming speeches for their grandma. The Beverly Hills wife also posted a video of her kids' adorable birthday speeches for their grandma. I've known Safta, Grandma, all my life for 9 years, Phoenix began, and I just want to thank you for being the best grandma in the world, and I love you so much. That's it? That's your full speech? Dorit asked from behind the camera. A little goes a long way, Mommy, the daughter said, to which Dorit replied, That's true. Dorit then turned the camera to her son, Jagger, as he shared some beautiful words for the guest of honor. I've known my grandma for my entire life, since I was little, since I was a baby, he said. Whether it was starting to teach me Spanish, whether it was just kissing me when I needed it, whether it was hugs, whether it was helping me talk when I was a baby, whether it was teaching me how to walk, whether it was just being there for me when I was in the hospital, you're always there for me. I just want to say thank you so much for being the best grandma. Dorit also posted a story of her mom and dad sharing a kiss and a couple of shots of her parents with her children. My heart in one photo, she captioned a family picture. Dorit Kemsley shares more details about her upbringing and unique accent. Born in Woodbridge, Connecticut, Dorit was raised in a multicultural, multilingual home with her sister, Debbie, and brother, David. According to her Bravo cast bio, her mom, Rachel, is from Tangier and her father, Shalom, is from Israel. The mother of two touched on her upbringing in a 2017 interview with Briefing on Bravo, explaining why she had a distinct accent despite being born and raised in the U.S. I think the way I speak is probably a combination of many things. First and foremost, I am married to a Brit who's got a very, very strong London accent, and I'm sure some of his inflections have sort of rolled over on me, she said. My parents are not American. I was born and raised in America. I did spend a significant amount of time, nearly 10 years, back and forth going to Europe. I spent a lot of time working all over the world and in various places of the world where people didn't speak English all that well. She continued, my Spanish gets very confused with the Italian because they're so similar, and I speak better Italian than I do Spanish. But I spoke Spanish before Italian. So there's the Hebrew. My father's Israeli, but I wasn't raised speaking Hebrew. And I wanted to learn when I was a teenager, so I would insist that my father would only speak to me in Hebrew. The aroma of truffle pasta hung heavy in the air, a sophisticated perfume that mingled with the faint scent of jasmine from the restaurant's opulent floral arrangements. Dorit Kemsley, resplendent in a shimmering emerald green dress that caught the candlelight, watched her mother, Rachel, across the linen-draped table. Rachel, elegant in a sapphire blue, beamed as the final notes of For She's a Jolly Good Fellow faded, leaving behind the contented hum of a family celebrating. It was Rachel's birthday, an intimate affair at one of Beverly Hills' most exclusive Italian eateries. Intimate for Dorit meant just her closest circle, her parents, Rachel and Shalom, and her two beloved children, Jagger and Phoenix. Even in the hushed elegance of the private dining room, there was a familiar comfort, a warmth that had nothing to do with the heated lamps outside on the patio. Dorit had spent the day in a flurry of activity, overseeing every detail of the evening. From the personalized menus to the delicate floral centerpieces, each element was meticulously chosen to reflect her mother's refined taste. But as the evening progressed, the public persona, the one that navigated the dazzling, often chaotic world of reality television, began to recede. What remained was simply Dorit, the daughter. She found herself observing her parents with a renewed tenderness. Her father, Shalom, always the stoic anchor, was animated tonight, his eyes twinkling as he teased Rachel about her age. Rachel, in turn, swatted playfully at his arm, her laughter a melodic counterpoint to the clinking of silverware. It was a dance they had perfected over decades, a testament to a love that had weathered continents and cultures. Dorit's phone, usually a constant companion, lay forgotten in her handbag. Tonight, her focus was entirely on the present, on the quiet joy of being with the people who had shaped her into the woman she was. She watched as Jagger, ever the thoughtful older brother, poured water for Phoenix, who was meticulously arranging her breadsticks into a tiny edible fence. These were the moments she cherished most, the unscripted, unfiltered glimpses into the lives of her children, now sharing this precious time with their grandparents. A tapestry of accents and memories. Later, as the dessert plates were cleared and a decadent chocolate lava cake, adorned with a single flickering candle, was placed before Rachel, Dorit's thoughts drifted back to her own childhood. Woodbridge, Connecticut, seemed a lifetime away, a distant echo of a more humble existence before the bright lights of Beverly Hills. Her accent, that peculiar blend that had often been a topic of discussion and sometimes derision, was a direct reflection of that upbringing. It wasn't just PK's British inflections, though those had certainly woven their way into her speech over the years. It was the rich tapestry of sounds and languages that had filled their home. Her mother's tangerine lilt, her father's Israeli cadences, and the smattering of Spanish and Italian she'd picked up during her years of traveling and working abroad. She remembered, vividly, the day she decided she had to learn Hebrew. She was a teenager, rebellious and curious, and something about the ancient language of her father's homeland called to her. She'd badgered Shalom relentlessly, insisting he only speak to her in Hebrew, even when her replies were clumsy and hesitant. He'd indulged her, his patience unwavering, his pride evident in his eyes. "Ma nishma, Dorit?" he would ask, and she would stumble through a reply, feeling the unfamiliar sounds form on her tongue. It was a secret language, a bond that transcended words, connecting her to a heritage that ran deeper than any passport. And her mother, Rachel. Dorit closed her eyes for a moment, picturing her mother's hands, always busy, always nurturing. Rachel, with her stories of Tangier, of sun-drenched markets, and the scent of exotic spices. Rachel, who had taught her the importance of grace, of radiating love in a way that truly touched others. She doesn't just love deeply. Dorit had written in her Instagram story, she makes everyone around her feel it. It was a truth she felt in her bones, a legacy her mother had passed down, intangible yet ever-present. Speeches from the heart. The soft murmur of conversation was broken by Dorit's voice, a familiar warmth as she encouraged her children. "Phoenix, darling, would you like to say a few words for Savta?" Phoenix, surprisingly composed for a 9-year-old, stood by her grandmother's side, her small hand resting gently on Rachel's arm. "I've known Savta all my life, for 9 years," she began, her voice clear and sweet. "And I just want to thank you for being the best grandma in the world, and I love you so much." Dorit, ever the reality TV producer in her own life, couldn't resist a gentle prod. "That's it? That's your full speech?" she asked from behind the camera, a playful smile in her voice. Phoenix, with a wisdom beyond her years, simply shrugged. "A little goes a long way, Mommy." Dorit chuckled, a genuine, unforced sound. "That's true," she conceded. Then it was Jagger's turn. At 11, he was a little more reserved, a little more introspective. He cleared his throat, adjusting the collar of his crisp shirt. "I've known my grandma for my entire life. Since I was little, since I was a baby," he began, his voice gaining confidence as he spoke. "Whether it was starting to teach me Spanish, whether it was just kissing me when I needed it, whether it was hugs, whether it was helping me talk when I was a baby, whether it was teaching me how to walk, whether it was just being there for me when I was in the hospital, you're always there for me. I just want to say thank you so much for being the best grandma." As Jagger finished, a collective awe rippled around the table. Rachel's eyes, bright with unshed tears, looked from Jagger to Phoenix, her heart visibly swelling with pride. Shalom reached across the table and squeezed her hand, a silent affirmation of their shared joy. Dorit, watching this scene unfold, felt a profound sense of contentment. These were the moments that truly mattered, the ones that grounded her amidst the whirlwind of her public life.